Hello everybody, my name is Lake and welcome to Trash Games Tuesday, the show of first impressions on games that are usually free where I tell you if they're trash or treasure. Today's episode is quite monumental because it's not a first impression. It is, however, a return. Curious to see how Halo Infinite was doing in 2025, I hopped on, played an hour or two, and here is my formal review of 2025 Halo Infinite. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down below if there's any other games you'd like me to check out, and let's get right into it. Alright, so you know here on the show, we evaluate games in three separate departments: gameplay, the ever-relevant monetization, and finally, art direction, which encompasses how the game looks to the music. Let's start with the gameplay of Halo Infinite because this is where I have the most good stuff to say. As someone who has played every single Halo game multiple times, my favorite is Reach, in case you're wondering, I fully believe that Halo Infinite has the best Halo gameplay. I genuinely think they've perfected the formula here to a T. It's perfect, in my opinion. The gameplay hasn't changed that much. They've managed to keep the balance somewhat right. The new gadgets they've added are fun, useful, and this game is just as fun to play as always. If you're here just for the fun, then honestly, there is no better shooter. Most of the modes in this game are an absolute blast. It just feels so good to play, feels so responsive, it runs well. It's great. 343 in this department. You've absolutely outdone yourselves. I'm sure they know this, though. Really, I just can't give enough compliments to Halo Infinite's movement. There's some interesting movement tech here with the sliding, slide jumps and all that kind of stuff. You can crouch mid-jump to get to a higher ledge without having to clamber if you want to save time. And of course, yes, clambering is here. But everything about the movement just feels really good. It feels really Halo, unlike Halo 5, which kind of started to feel more Call of Duty. All the weapons here feel just as good as they did in the other games, if not better. I'm really a fan of the pistol in this game. It's really great and really powerful as a secondary. It's actually useful compared to the Magnum of the old games. I do miss the Magnum, of course, but I think this pistol is just as great. Now, how's monetization? Monetization has gone through some pretty interesting routes in Halo Infinite, but it seems like they've settled on their maybe final idea. Yeah, so I'd like to touch on mainly the stuff that has been added since the last time I played. There are no battle passes anymore. Now they're just operations, which come every couple months. They're really short. They don't add new gear with any of the seasons anymore. And all the operations, and there's a fucking lot of them, really don't have anything worthwhile. And you have to pay for every one. But I guess it is sort of nice because they're just there forever. Like, I was able to scroll through the operations menu, as you can see on the screen. Actually, I don't know if I recorded that part. But if I did, you'll see it on the screen. And I can buy all of the past operations. So, in other words, much to my satisfaction, it seems like the only exclusive stuff is the stuff that I've got in my inventory. But anyway, props to making the battle passes available permanently. Of course, this is it's a money-grabbing technique. Like, it's supposed to look like it's consumer-friendly, but really it's just so they can make more money from incoming players, which makes sense. I think it's a win-win for everyone. A new thing they've added are these coins, kind of like a free-to-play shop. This was interesting. All the stuff in there seemed to be pretty expensive based on how many coins I was getting per game. And of course, all the bundles and stuff are still priced in a predatory way. That makes sense. And hey, you guys know, you know me by now. I gotta dock points off if they got a battle pass because I'm just a battle pass hater in general. But this is the kind of bullshit you expect when they decide to go free to play. But all in all, I would say the monetization here, like, it's not fucking terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible. Somewhere wedged in the middle, because I feel like the devs here, I get the sense that they're clueless. Like, they don't know what to do. It's probably because the Halo devs have never made a live service game before, and hell, it should have stayed that way. Anyway, moving on to art direction. There are some questionable choices here. This is where I'm going to take a moment to talk about all of the different armors. Some of them look good, Some of them are just really ugly, and it's like, why would I ever use this? Also, cross-core is like still not fully existent, which is just a really dumb decision. I don't even know why that happened in the first place. But there are some cores such as Eagle Strike that I would like to use if I could put more stuff onto it. So for now, I just use the Reach Armor mainly, even though in the gameplay you're seeing here, I'm using it's Mark something. It's the one from Halo Wars, though. That was a new addition. I was pretty happy about that. I was able to slap some of my fancy shoulder pads on it and make it look nice. Very cool armor, I like that. But generally, the art direction here feels Halo. It feels good. The music is great. The announcer, love him. What a classic. But there are some questionable armor pieces. I remember when the cat ears helmet came out, it was a little strange because it's like, we're really doing this kind of stuff in Halo. But really looking at it all together, I'm like, you know what? It's not that bad. I mean, just look at Call of Duty, right? It could always get worse. So generally speaking, I think Halo has stayed pretty true to its art style. But what remains unfortunate about this game is that it's just utterly aimless. Frankly, I'm surprised they haven't cut support yet. But there is obviously hope on the horizon. I think the fact that the game is getting such mediocre support recently lends to the fact that there is definitely another Halo game in production. Let's just hope that they can stick the landing this time. Just need a good campaign, need to get their microtransactions sorted out. But if the gameplay is literally the same as Infinite, I am happy. All in all, Halo Infinite I definitely wouldn't call it trash, mainly just because it's so fun to play. A lot of the new modes they've added are awesome. You're watching me play one right now. But because of the microtransactions and the genuine lack of support from the devs, I'm going to have to bring it down to a 7 out of 10. It's a good jumping off point for the people who haven't played Halo yet, and yeah, I'd recommend to give it a try for sure. There's fun to be had regardless. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down below if there's any games you want me to play next, hit that like button, and I'll see you all in the next one. Ciao.